of the good news about what's transpiring in the political stratosphere right now, even with Cory Booker sitting there 20 plus hours raising holy hell about all the things he's been seeing from the Trump administration, things that I mentioned earlier, didn't mention Doge and Musk, Department of Governmental Efficiency, and what Musk has been doing, cutting jobs, looking into wanting folks' Social Security numbers, trying to find everything, talking about curbing spending, eliminating waste and fraud and all of this other stuff. And to the Republicans out there, I'm fully aware that there's footage of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer back in 2010 and 2012 saying the same damn thing we're hearing from Trump right now and Elon Musk about fraud and waste and all of that stuff. So there is a bit of hypocrisy there. I'm fully aware. But the good thing about watching Cory Booker talk the way that he's talking about them is this, y'all. I don't know if anybody's realized this. It's real issues being discussed. See, we ain't talking about nouns and pronouns. We ain't talking about unisex bathrooms. We're not blaming illegal immigrants for everything. We're talking about real issues that are affecting the American people. Federal government jobs being stripped from folks. Cost of living, quality of life being compromised. No happy medium in sight. Absence of negotiations. The friction that exists, at least we're discussing the issues now. No more of this BS distracting us from what's really going on or talking about issues that affect less than 1% of the population. No more of that. When you talk about eradicating the Department of Education, that's real jobs. When you're battling unions and the teachers are at the mercy of the unions and you're saying that change needs to happen, that's a real issue. We talk about national security and our defense and how we could spend $77 million on one subject, but when it comes to the Department of Defense, we're spending $77 billion rather, and then it comes to the Department of Defense, and the number we're spending is $800 billion. Yeah, we got to talk about some real issues. Because the money's there, but where's it going? What are we prioritizing? How many American lives are benefiting? When we talk about the war in Ukraine, yeah, it's important to talk about why. When Bill O'Reilly brings up something like the Yalta Conference or the Yalta Convention from 1945, where you had the Brits and the United States and Russia collaborating with one another to create a new world after Hitler was defeated. And all of a sudden, people are able to look to the year 2025 and saying the way that Trump is acting is similar to how Stalin acted and how FDR and these guys just gave the power to the Russians who wanted Europe and had agreed to a democratic society, but before ultimately reneging on that promise and instituting communism. All of these things that have been said. And somebody's able to point to it being done right now and asking the question, how does the American citizen benefit from all of this? Now I'm loving it. Not because I know the answer, but it's because none of us really know. But we're going to find out the more they talking about it. And ultimately, a conclusion is going to be drawn, and we're going to ultimately confront what's truly in the best interest of America, as opposed to debunking and knocking down stuff that the other side was doing, and then we're just offsetting it by going the complete opposite. No, at some point in time, it's got to be about America again. Not talking about America first, but legitimately, realistically, fairly putting America first in the right way. Because it ain't about America first. It's about the American citizens being first. Anybody could come up with the slogan about America first, but everything they're doing is for themselves. When you start benefiting the working class of America by making sure you're addressing their concerns, their needs, their desires, their fears, their wants, when you do that, then you could get away with saying America first without the cynicism that comes accompanied with it. I like this. We're debating and discussing real issues now, as opposed to being emotional, devoid of facts about what the hell is really going on. So I enjoy the banter and I enjoy the back and forth, as long as it's substantive. That's all I wanted to say about that. It's a good thing, y'all. Maybe not today, but it will be a good thing in the days, the weeks, and the months to follow. And you know when we'll know really, really what it's all about? When the midterms arrive. If the Republicans win the midterms, America is saying that's how we want this nation to be. If America says otherwise, then the Republicans will lose. Very, very simple. Very simple.